Hi, I'm Shane.
And I'm Kristi.
Welcome to the Food Drives the Mood podcast.
Food for your plate, food for your mind and soul, food for your body. Welcome to our show. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our first ever podcast. We're just going to explain a little bit about us and who we are and our journey in this health and fitness world, and then how Food Drives the Mood came to be and what we expect to happen with this podcast. So I'm going to start. I am Kristi, and I am 44 years old. I'm a mom, a stepmom, a teacher, a counselor, a holistic health coach. I love working out, and that's who I am currently. Growing up, I was never really super active. I wasn't ever involved in sports or anything like that. I was not a heavy kid, but I didn't really know anything about nutrition or anything like that. Didn't really care what I ate or no working out. Every now and again, I would do something, but nothing big. As I grew into a mom, I was all about the convenience and fast food, especially as my kids were growing older. They were involved in sports, and so I just needed stuff fast. I was drive-through McDonald's a lot of time. I drank a lot of pop. I had my occasional drinks here and there. And then one day we took a family photo for Christmas pictures, and that picture came back, and I was floored that that was me inside that picture. And at that moment, I knew that I needed to change. And never was I like, I don't know what they call it. Like, I didn't ever really like set New Year's resolutions or anything like that, but I knew I needed to do something. So I set a goal for that year that I was going to start changing, and I cut out sugar, and then I started adding vegetables. I used to drink a lot of pop, so I stopped doing that. Kind of changed drinking a glass of wine every night. And so just made little changes throughout the year. And I started moving, had no idea what to do to work out. So I started to walk. And then I did the Couch to 5K little app thing, and that helped. Then I started doing some workouts inside my house. And then a CrossFit gym opened up in our area, and I joined that. And this little by little, that helped me build some confidence in myself. And I was 39 at the time, and I started to realize the age was just a number. I was losing weight, my body was transforming, and I was feeling really good. And then I could keep up with my kids. And now I joke around that they have to like keep up with me. So that's kind of my journey and what I did. And then as I went through, I started learning more and eating a little bit healthier and kind of tuning up my eating and my workouts. And I also ventured in trying to find information about anxiety and depression and that kind of stuff, because that was kind of going with my students. I was seeing that was coming out in them. And while I was exploring some options to give them to help, I found mindfulness and breathing techniques. So I started implementing that into my life as well. And I've just seen a whole physical and mental growth in myself. And so that's kind of my story and where I started and how I went into where I am now. And I'm still growing and still learning. And then Shane is going to tell his story.
Yeah, well, our story obviously kind of interacts and crisscrosses to a degree later on in life, but I've kind of been on the fat to fit scale multiple times during my life. I played athletics in high school. Wasn't very good, but I always played and I was always active. I enjoyed time in the gym. And then college hit, and then lifestyle changed and priorities changed, and I didn't really do the gym thing too much. And then life continued to happen, and again, there was just for kind of odd reasons, I kind of decided to get healthy-ish or fit-ish, usually by just changing diet or not eating as much. That was kind of my go-to, is just slow down, go with portion control. And then later on in my kind of adult life, after college, I ended up having a bit of a small farm and just kind of doing the normal chores associated with taking care of livestock. That kind of got me on my most recent journey to fit. And it wasn't anything planned. There was no bad habits cut. The eating was pretty much the same, but just, moving hay, fixing fences, just the ongoing work of taking care of animals kind of has helped me get going on the trajectory that I'm currently on. And then I ended up moving away from the town that I was in and came back to a more populated place that didn't allow for that kind of a lifestyle. So knew I needed to do something to keep going on the journey that I was on, because I liked the way I felt. I have terrible knees, and I noticed as I kept on losing weight, the knee pain would it lessened. I wouldn't like get a wonky knee and trip and fall as much anymore. And so I wanted to keep that going. So because Kristi was doing the CrossFit, I said, she's had some good results. That looks kind of fun. And so we'll give that a go. And I did that for a while, and still that was about the only change, but maybe eating a little better, just kind of through kind of osmosis, because we'd eat together and she wanted a certain style of eating. So I would eat whatever was prepared, or we'd work together to prepare it. And that's kind of it. Everything else was staying the same, and still a little bit of gains happening, or, by gains, I mean health gains, and the way I was looking and feeling had changed. And the process kind of continued on, and I started noticing that, well, maybe we need to put some more of the things together. So I kind of added the nutrition in. At one time in my life, I was, pushing 300 pounds pretty easy. My career, I've been an educator for 25 years, everything from classroom teacher to superintendent, and kind of all the jobs that would that would also lay in that world. So it was kind of a sort of sedentary work, if you will. There's movement up and down, but it wouldn't be classified as a heavy moving type job. So the the work wasn't really adding to my goals. So, but I wanted to continue the journey toward the fitness. And as we started making changes, people were noticing, and they'd say, "Wow, you look great. What are you doing?" And that was super confidence builder. And then kind of in my mind, we're thinking about, okay, well, how can we combine what are the successes we're having, plus what our careers as educators can bring. And I said, well, man, this should be a good grouping together, because our passion for education and helping people kind of helped evolve to Food Drives the Mood to what it is. This year I'm turning 50, so I feel as I'm more fit at 50 than I was for sure at 30, possibly at 25. So we love the journey that we're on, and we're so excited to share it with all you, and show you that I like to tell people, like, I tell my story not because I'm special, because I'm totally not. Basically, I'm the guy that when you refer to, well, if he can do it, I can. And that's kind of the message I want to share with folks.
And while we were kind of coming up with what was going to happen next, we thought of Food Drives the Mood. And we don't want to think of food just as what's on our plate, but also food for our mind and our soul and our body. And so what does that exactly mean? That kind of came to be that was Food Drives the Mood. And food for your plate, obviously, the food that we eat is really, really important, but then also the food that we serve our mind and our soul. So those breathing techniques, mindfulness, breathing in fresh air, hikes, those kinds of things to really like feed your mind and soul. And then also your body. So again, food for your body is kind of like working out and movement in any way. So it doesn't have to be CrossFit. Like, that is not what we're here to say. Like, everybody works out in different ways, and it finds movement in different ways that's good for their body. So we want to promote movement in food for your body in movement. And it can be, again, dancing, CrossFit, working out in a normal gym, being able to do karate, just a variety of different things. So that's how Food Drives the Mood came to be, and where the title lands. And we hope that this podcast like hosts a variety of those types of topics, and kind of covers each one of those pillars. So join us weekly. We are going to be uploading a podcast every week, and as you watch us, if you see it, make sure to screenshot and tag us at Food Drives the Mood, either on Facebook or Instagram. And also, you can follow us on either platform, on Facebook or Instagram, or both, at Food Drives the Mood. And we also have a private Facebook group that is Food Drives the Mood Couch Chat for more in-depth discussions and whatnot there. So don't forget to screenshot us, let us know how it's going and what kind of stuff you'd like to see.
All right, thank you. Talk to you next time.